life. Jiz. He says, "Arotze lihyot yamit et asmo." The rule is, Pele Yoetz gives a big rule. You want to live, you gotta kill yourself. What does that mean? He says, it means, now he's going to give the explanation. He says, you have to kill yourself means, people have to think, Goyim can give us this understanding of YOLO, right? You only live once. We're here to enjoy. Go and buy and do and see and live and as much as you can. That's what it means to live. To live means to enjoy as much as you can. And he says, the person shouldn't do that. Why? He says, because there will be, if you get accustomed to always doing that, and then you'll be in a situation where you're not doing that, right? Life is about enjoying. The Milim Siyat Yesharim says, the person who thinks life is about enjoying, he's making a big mistake. Why? Because he'll be very, very upset all the time. Because you'll see that this world is very hard. Compared to the amount of time you work, compared to the amount of time until you get to the enjoyment that you want to get to, the enjoyment is so little compared to how much work you have to do, how much suffering you go through, how much bad there is in the world. And if the world was meant to enjoy, if Hashem made the whole world to enjoy, let me tell you, Hashem did a really bad job. The whole entire world, the purpose is to enjoy, so why do so many people not enjoy? And the world is such a hard place to set up to have enjoyment in. It's very hard until you finally get to that point. You worked so hard until you finally made a parnasah for yourself. You finally worked till you got married. You finally worked till you get, and now finally you want to retire. And then stories. And then always big house, bigger problems. Big kids, bigger problems. There's always something going on. It's never like status quo. Because the person has to realize that's the proof that Hashem didn't make the world to enjoy. If you would have made it to enjoy, so then why are we always suffering? Why are we always going through hardships? Why is there always some story? And Hashem, if you made it for enjoyment, you botched the job. You made a mistake. You didn't do it right. So it must be, says Messiah Sharim, Hashem didn't make the world to enjoy. Hashem made the world to grow. To grow. And through growing, right, he goes to the gym. He wants to become strong. He has to have pain. So go and lift and break his muscles. You rip your muscles and it forms new ones, bigger ones. Pain, no pain, no gain. So he says, what does it mean you have to kill yourself? It means that you have to be willing to suffer a little bit, willing to do the hard work, and then you're going to fulfill the purpose of life. Life is not to enjoy. People think life is enjoyment and give myself. You're right, you deserve to enjoy. You need breaks, you deserve, but that's not the purpose. That's not what you should be looking for left and right. Because if you do, and you get used to it, and then you think this is the life, and then the hardship is going to come, and you're not going to be able to get those pleasures you want, then your life is not a life. How many people they see, oh, this guy goes on vacation, this guy has a nice house, this guy has a car, when am I going to get those enjoyments? And now, even though he's supposed to grow at his own pace, right? People in New York don't call people in LA slow. I heard this one time. Why? Because they're 3 hours behind. That's a time zone. We don't call them slow. Everyone in their own pace, everyone in their own time zone, right? I don't compare me to him. We're in our own situation. But what? We have to learn that you have to grow, you in your own way, in your own path, and you have to go through the hardships, and you end up becoming a great person. And you're in your situation specifically because you're supposed to come out a certain way, not that guy. He's supposed to come out a different way. So therefore, he says, don't assume life is about enjoyment, because you're going to realize you missed the boat in life. See, therefore, he says, what happens when a person is used to living a certain lifestyle and he wants to enjoy all the time? If he doesn't get that, enjoyment, he'll do things even that are wrong in order to enjoy. He'll go and steal, God forbid. He'll go and owe a lot of money. There's people who live lavish lifestyles even though they don't have money, and they just borrow and they go in debt because I have to live this lifestyle even though it doesn't make sense. So therefore, he says you have to calm yourself down and you have to work on yourself, put your head to the grind. Rabbi Nachman explains that whenever you suffer, but if you find meaning in the suffering, then the suffering is not suffering anymore. You go and you willingly ask the dentist to go and drill your tooth when you have root canal. Why are you doing that? That's suffering. Who would want that? No, I let him give me the suffering. I let him cut me. I let him drill on me. Why? There's a purpose. In the end, I'm going to be happy, and it's worth it. Same thing in our lives. You have to do the same thing. We have to do mitzvot. We have to suffer a little bit. We have to push ourselves to conquer our desires. We suffer now, but we're going to get the big reward, big purpose in the end. So therefore, he says, that's what it means that you have to kill yourself. You have to work on yourself to not give in to the desire of this YOLO mentality, of this only enjoyment. That we're here to buy and to see and to do. That's not the point. Don't get lost. No, you could enjoy it. You could do some of it. Enjoy. But that's not the purpose. He says, how much more so his children. A person has to teach his children. Not the point is not to buy more things and to have a lot of possessions. Life is about, I bought the house, I got the car, I got the watch, I got the wife. So I made it in life. That's it. Now cruise control till the end of my life. No, that's not the point. The point is to grow and to be ready for Olam Haba. People forget. There's Olam Haba. People could think, who went to Olam Haba, came back, told us it's true. It's very difficult to remember every day Olam Haba. But a person has to constantly remind himself, because if you get used to living a certain lifestyle of enjoyment and you don't have it, you could come to a point, he says, like Ben Soreh Moreh. What's Ben Soreh Moreh? The rebellious child. He's so used to eating meat and drinking wine, he even steals from his parents to eat meat and drink wine, and the Torah says we have to kill him to stop him, because if he continues this lifestyle of stealing in order to give his lavish lifestyle, God forbid, he will end up doing even worse things. So therefore, a person has to make sure that he remembers the whole point of this world. We're here, temporary.